All right. How you doing? My name is Tariq McGilberry. I'm completing the case study presentation for the social work seminar and introductory class, the field. Uh, this case study is based off a section of a session that I was working with one of the seniors that I usually work with. Uh, we're going to call her Miss Gray. uh, over the over the time of the session, she had mentioned a couple things that were distressing, and she was experiencing a lot of negative thoughts stemming from isolation due to her age, as well as because of the pandemic. Uh, Along with that, throughout the session, she had mentioned other positive aspects of her social interaction in her life that she really wasn't picking up on. So her focus was more of a deficit approach, and I was trying to incorporate narrative therapy in order to get her to change her outlook on things and to a really a more positive outlook. So I tried to point out, well, I tried to get her to really recognize and point out the different positive aspects that she had going on in her life. I've been working with her since the beginning of the semester. All of our encounters have been through telehealth, and I initially started to try to work with her on some behavioral activation interventions and some uh, problem solving to discover new activities that she could engage in order to really get that social interaction and increase her positive feedback from the environment and reduce her distress and depression and her isolation so she can get more enjoyment out of life. So we're going to start now. How you doing, Miss Gray? This is Tariq from Widener.
Oh, hi, Tariq.
How you doing? I wanted to check on you and see how you've been doing. I wanted to see how your week's been going and anything that's been going on with you.
Oh, I haven't been feeling too good. I've been really struggling on this end. I tried to reach
Okay.
out to my social worker for support, but haven't been able to get in touch with her. I was able to get in touch with my cousin, and that was good. We talked for a bit, and I was able to talk to some of my friends down south, and my friends that delivers meals. He's been coming in to visit me also. He's been helping me with this and that around the house. He's a really good person. He's going to help me get some stuff from the pharmacy. And he's also going to stay out and hang with me, visit with me for a while, just to check in and see how I'm doing. He was a really good person. And I'm waiting for the agency to come in and help me with some things too. They told me they have money, but they have to wait for the COVID to be over. Then they'll come in and help me with the things I need to get done around this house.
Oh, okay. All right. I know we spoke about that before. We spoke about the organization possibly helping you get a peer, a care manager, and a home health aide. Like, I hope that that's what they're working on. And if not, like, hopefully you'll be able to stay in touch with them and stay on top of things. I know you said that you wanted to wait until after the pandemic is over for people to come in.
No, absolutely. I don't want anybody in here. I've been talking to some people in the complex, but I don't like spending too much time talking to them because of the COVID.
No, I understand. I understand. So I actually want to switch gears right now. I wanted to follow up on you with something I heard you say earlier in the conversation. Earlier, you indicated that you're not feeling too good. What specifically are you experiencing? Is it physical or is it like, something else?
Well, I just been feeling alone. I have my TV, but I've been experiencing more panic attacks recently.
Okay, okay. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. What usually are you thinking about when you're experiencing these panic attacks? Are you worried? Is it something going on? What exactly are you experiencing at these times?
Tariq, I'm just feeling really alone. Like I don't have anybody. Like I feel like I'm being punished. I talked to my family doctor and she suggested that I move into one of those, senior centers for old people. But I don't want to move into a place like that. I don't feel like I'm ready or old enough to need that. I don't want to be around all those seniors. I like being around a mix of ages. I just feel like everything is going wrong and I'm all alone here.
No, I could definitely understand that. I understand. A lot of times, in a lot of the situations with the senior homes and the nursing homes, they can be set up like a hospital, and it can be a little cold and uninviting and impersonal. But I also know, like, with the assisted living houses, it's like, from my experience, it's like going into everybody, all the residents there have their own apartment. And in each apartment, it's set up with a living room, dining room, bedroom. Sometimes it is like an efficiency, but they also have the support staff on hand, such as the doctors and nurses.
Yeah, I had one of my friends go to one of those places, but I don't think I need those type of services. I can still do things for myself. I like my independence at this point.
No, I understand. I understand. What I'm hearing you say is that you're not ready to go into a nursing home and you feel that you're not at the point to go in a place like that. I also know that you feel lonely and isolated. I know that you've mentioned before that you'll be going back to the senior center day program after the COVID quarantine is over. So maybe that'll help with things.
Yeah, but right now they're still closed. I talked to the head administrator who said that they will reopen as long as they have the funding, but they might not. They might not be able to reopen. And then what? If
Mm.
they don't get the funding, they aren't going to open. So it really depends on the money, if it's there or not.
No, I understand. Now I want to go back to when you were indicating that you felt like you were being punished. So you feel like you're being punished with loneliness?
Yes, like I feel like since I've outlived all my friends and my family, that I've been forced to be the only one left. I'm all alone here.
No, I know what you mean. So because you're alone, you feel like you're being punished. I know that some of what you've said was that you were able to get a lot done throughout your life. Uh, and I was just trying to see, like, how you felt about the experiences you've had, the life you've been through, all the things. Like, I know you gotta probably have some happy memories of the time you've shared and the experiences you've had with people.
Terry, I really didn't have a good life. Well, I do remember going on different trips with my family over the years and having a good time. Now, I really came from a good family. We looked out for each other. We checked on each other. We were always there and, even calling on each other. But it's been hard since, a lot of them have passed on. But I still have those good memories of them. I miss them. They were good people. They supported me. They helped me get through this. It's hard without them. But I really appreciate the times we had, the good times we had together.
No, no, I can understand that. I can really understand that. It sounds like you had a lot of good experiences. I enjoy hearing about the vacations and the good family you had. I know we talked about that previously about when you were a kid and being happy as a kid. Those are some good examples of past experiences. Can you think of any time now that you can point to where you didn't feel depressed or the depression that you're experiencing?
Well, I did say I was lonely, not depressed. That's the difference. But,
Okay.
yeah, a lot of times when people come over, I feel better. I like talking to people, but it's been hard with the COVID.
No, no, I understand. I understand, and I know you don't feel depressed, but you feel isolated. But can you think of a time, any time now, that you don't feel so isolated, or you don't think that you don't have anybody? Can you recognize a time?
Yeah, I don't feel as isolated when I talk to different people. I feel better. Like I feel when I'm interacting with people, I don't feel so alone. Like I'm not thinking about being alone or people who have died. Like when I'm with somebody and talking to them, I'm in that. You know.
No, I definitely know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean. I know from a lot of our conversations, and even earlier, you mentioned several different interactions where with a number of different people when you were talking about those interactions, I could tell through the experience and I could tell through how you described the experience that you really got enjoyment out of those interactions and experiences. And I could even tell from the affect of your voice that they were some sentimental connections with those individuals that you had interaction with. I know you started off by talking about different phone calls you were making, and I know
Hmm.
from what I got out of that was that you spent quite a number of like hours or a long time on the phone with people, including your cousin and your friend from down south. You mentioned several times, and others.
Yes, I enjoy talking to my cousin, my crazy cousin. We talk for hours, and I usually talk to my friend like twice a month. I usually check in with her for a couple of minutes just to see how she's doing, making sure, she's still breathing.
Okay. No, and I also know you mentioned earlier the gentleman that comes and brings your meals. It seems like you guys are pretty close. It seems like the relationship is a pretty good relationship, and it seems like he's willing to go out of his way to do extra tasks, like outside of just bringing the meals. Like you mentioned, he's going to the store, grocery shopping for you, and he's trying to help you get a TV from the thrift store. You also told me other information that to me indicates that you have a deeper relationship than just a superficial one. A more casual, he comes and he helps and he hangs out, and he hangs out on days that he's not delivering meals too. Like that symbolizes a intimate relationship. You've told me personal things about him, and he's not my client.
Yeah, I mean, he usually comes and we hang out and we stay. He stays and we talk. He's supposed to visit tomorrow and hang out. I do think he's a good friend for me. He definitely helps me out a lot, helping me get through this.
Yeah, and I know that COSA is offering a good amount of support. It seems like they're supposed to be coming out and coming to do things after the COVID and helping you fix up things, right?
No, I said they were going to help me around the house. COSA has the funding for somebody to come out and straighten things out around here. I just have to wait until after the COVID.
Okay. And I know we talked about the possibility of them providing, like I said earlier, a peer or a home health aide for companionship. And I know a lot of what they do is they come out, they give the companionship, and then they also do things around the house, like maybe help you clean or help you cook, prepare meals, make sure that you're being fed and stuff like that.
Yeah, I said when the COVID was over, they said they were going to come and help out. They already have the funding. I'm just waiting now. I'm in a waiting game.
Yeah, that's good. And when the COVID is over, you'll return to the senior center too, right?
Yeah, I'm planning to go back, but I don't know if they'll have the funding. If they don't have the funding, they won't be able to open. I talked to the administrative manager, Joyce, and she said they'll be reopening, but that depends on the funding. If they don't receive that funding, they may not open.
Okay. Okay. I see you have quite a number of supports and people that you're in contact with. You have more friends than I do. It seems like a lot of people do care about you and check on you. It just takes changing the narrative to a more positive way of looking at things sometimes. It's good to have those supports and lifelines in place.
Hmm. Yeah, I have a lot more positive things going on than I realize. I know. I realize that I need to start looking at things more positively. Now, I feel a lot better. I have to work on thinking more positively.
No, it's understandable. I think that's a human characteristic. I think a lot of people tend to focus on the negative, and a lot of times when I'm talking to people through their experiences, they just similar to yours. They mention a number of good aspects of their life, but they are really focused on the negative. And I try. That's what I'm here for. I try to help them rewrite the narrative and change it into a more positive, based off the information that you're providing.
Hmm. I do feel better a lot of things. I have to continue to think of all the people I actually do interact with on a daily and a regular basis.
And that was the session between myself and the client where I really just tried to get them to realize all the positive supports they had. And at the end of the session, the client was really relieved and really sounded like even the sound of their voice, the tone, the mood that they were in really changed to a more positive outlook. And continuing throughout that uh, session till the conclusion of the session, she really was more energetic and energized and displaying really positive outlooks and feedback. So thank you for listening and watching my case presentation. Thank you.